Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. There has been a new document drop on the Idaho State Police's website dedicated to their investigatory records into the crimes at 1122 King Road that occurred November 13th, 2022. This is a bit unusual. It's different. It is the sixth of 6 categories of items released. The prior 5 all were consistent of such things as crime scene photographs, reports, interviews that the ISP had conducted with various witnesses and other parties, as well as reports concerning the work that the ISP lab conducted on the evidence submitted to ISP by the Moscow Police Department as the submitting agency. This is rather unique because it is none of those things. This is entitled Forensics Documents Clarification, released December 5th, 2025. It's 1 page. It reads as follows. This statement is to clarify page 28 of 2,356 of records released, and then there's a link dated October 31st, 2025. This is when this massive, the largest that the ISP had ever released to the public, was disseminated. Continuing on, available on the ISP website, our Idaho State Police Forensics Services Laboratory Information Management System is programmed to normally print a PDF to the database based on the case file information available when the evidence is received in the laboratory. That PDF is stored in the database, and the stored PDF is reprinted anytime that information is called for again from the database, such as a discovery request or a public records request. Unfortunately, that print to PDF storage in the database did not happen on this specific submission. Our laboratory information management team has confirmed via the database date and time stamp that the name Brian Kohberger was added to this request on December 5th, because the documentation for the public release of this information was printed recently. Print to PDF function pulled information from the database that was not part of the record on December 5th, 2022. Had the record been generated before January 5th, 2023, no suspect name would have appeared on the document. This information provided is accurate overall, but does not reflect the limited information ISPFS had at the time of the original submission. If I could at this point add a few comments, a few thoughts, and some opinions and rhetorical questions. First, when ISP is referring to such as a discovery request or a public records request, discovery is evidence, a request for evidence that one party thought was important and believed that this information was in the custody control of the other side. So that's what a discovery request is. Public records request would be from the public themselves, filing a submission for certain records. This document looks very, very casual to be a press release, a media statement. We've seen, for example, when the case was in the investigatory phase, that the Moscow Police Department released certain media statements, certain press releases, and it had the logo, it had contact information, it had the date that the media submission was disseminated to the public right on the document. There was contact information, email information, phone number, and other details to make it look historically like what a typical media or press release would look like. Number 2, the document that's referred to here, page 28, I think it's important to look at the page that came before it to sort of understand what happened here. On page 27, this is the beginning of a receipt documentation that is generated when, in this case, the submitting agency, which was the Moscow Police Department, was submitting evidence for the ISP lab to conduct forensic testing on. ISP did not do any testing other than what was submitted to them by the MPD, because the MPD was the submitting agency. They were the lead agency because the crimes happened in their jurisdiction in Moscow, Idaho. You see the relevant information on this form, on this receipt. The date of the receipt is clearly the 5th of December, 2022. Submitting agency is here as the MPD. The representative from the MPD, whose name appears on all of these receipts that I have seen so far, Dustin Blaker of the Moscow Police Department, and other relevant information concerning the submission. If we turn to the next page, there you see the name Brian Kohberger on this document dated December 5th, 2022. And here you have the explanation from the Idaho State Police as to why Mr. Kohberger's name is appearing on a form dated December 5th, 2022, with Dustin Blaker's name of the MPD, submitted to the Idaho State Police Lab, who played an enormously important role in the investigation into the crimes at 1122 King Road. They processed the crime scene. They tested the evidence forensically. Now, question that I do have here is, if this error came up with this form, are there any other errors in other documents that were generated and maintained by the Idaho State Police? This was part of a document drop, an official document drop to the public. Is this the only error in all of their documents? Testing results, communications that they had back and forth with Moscow Police Department, and there were many. Or is this the only error? And while we're on this rhetorical question, what about another receipt that has the name Brian listed here twice, only a little different, as suspects number 2 and 3? How did his name get on here in 2 different forms? Was that another error? Finally, the date of January 5th is critical because this would have been after Mr. Kohberger's arrest. The arrest happened in Pennsylvania on December 30th, 2022. So it appears that's why they're saying here, had it been generated before, etc. I'd like to hear your thoughts, your opinions. If you have any rhetorical questions that you would like to share, commentary as we do under the First Amendment to the United States Constitution regarding this matter, please do so here. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.